Hi everybody. So in this video we're gonna be playing another game, another FIFA 17 game. So this time I'm playing against the world class as in the previous video, and the idea here is that in this video I'm gonna be showing mainly how to attack. So I'm gonna be focusing on attack on this video, and I'm gonna be showing some attacking tips. Of course, you are gonna be, you're gonna be watching the video and, learning some things on about defense as well. And if you can learn from me, I suppose I'm not the best player, but okay. So. The most important thing about attacking is is being patient and finding the free space. So, of course, this is not always simple, and the better the AI is in terms of difficulty, the more difficult it is to find space. Um, so, very important to remember not to rush things. You got to find your best situation. You got to play the ball in the player that's who is open, and try to make something out of every possibility. So here is my first goal, and it's a pretty simple one. And you will notice that again, I'm always waiting for most of my players to arrive, and it is only then when I'm actually trying to make something happen. So I do want my attackers and midfielders to be close to the action, because many people while playing FIFA they tend to use like through balls all the time prematurely, and that most of the times results in actually losing the ball because there are not enough players to support the attack. So don't be this guy. Just wait for your players to arrive, and only then organize your offense. Unless you are counter-attacking. I mean, this is a situation where I'm trying to counter-attack, but still my players are not close, not nearby. So I didn't have the opportunity to actually make something happen with like a couple or three players in offense. So, and this is why I waited for more players to arrive. And so again, I'm holding the ball, which is probably the most important thing when we're talking about attacking. Because, when you are attacking, your opponent is not attacking, and this means that you are not conceding. So, pretty important to keep the ball as much as possible, keep possession. And in this particular game, I will be having a lot of possession, and as it happens mostly with world class games in FIFA 17. FIFA 16 was a much different beast, though. It was much tougher. And I don't know. Actually, in this game, I had a few occasions where I was trying to pass in different spots, in different players, and the ball would actually go wherever. So you noticed the previous situation where I actually didn't mean to pass there, and the ball went in space or something. It was weird. So again, I'm patient. I'm trying to press, of course. Now, pressing can be a little bit of a double-edged sword. You got to be careful not to overpress, not to use your defenders in the midfield or your midfielders in very deep into the attack, because you may be having issues when while defending, maybe from counter attack or something, which is not the most standard thing when you are playing against the AI. It's kind of easy to stop the AI from attacking prematurely and not taking advantage of the counter-attacks. The AI is not the best in that, but if you're playing against people, it changes. I mean, people are smarter, they're better players, some of them at least, and you need a little bit of a different handling in terms of counter-attacks. So here, again, I'm trying to attack, and I'm getting some emails too. Yeah, that's the best time. So I'm trying to attack and trying to find the space. Not very successful so far, and that was a bad ball. And sometimes this happens. I mean, when you're attacking, you tend to, if you lose the ball once and then you claim it again, it so happens that you want to be faster. You want to react faster than what you actually were doing before that, and you end up missing the ball, losing the ball. So again, be patient. Take your time. It's much better to find the open space than try some pass that won't do anything really. So that was an interesting cross here. Now crosses in FIFA 17 are a little bit underpowered, I feel. It's not so easy to score a cross, and that's not really a bad thing, I think. But for people who who are playing with target men, it can be a little bit frustrating. It's not as easy to play good crosses and like as you see, it's not as easy to play good crosses. And uh, so yeah, it's not so easy to score crosses in FIFA 17. I guess that some people will have a different opinion. Maybe they score more than me, but for me, it's mostly playing a game in the center. So I'm trying to pass as much as possible and find my space near the middle of the opponent's half. Uh, so getting the ball again, and slowly building up the my attacking chances. And as you notice here, for example, there are no players in the offense, so I have to wait. It's not a good idea to try to play a through ball there. I mean, you're gonna lose the ball. Better keep the ball and wait a little bit for your players to arrive and then try to do something with the ball. And I always prefer to play a system where I am actually having at least one CDM, especially when I'm playing against the world class AI. Again, people will have different opinions. I mean, some people may not like playing with CDMs at all. May prefer more of a winger style or totally different style. And I'm making a mistake here, a pretty bad mistake, but thankfully the AI responds with another mistake, the actual pass, and I'm getting the ball again. So yeah, this is the first half. We're pretty much having the possession and dictating play, but we have only scored one goal so far. But stay on the line, more are coming. So yeah, as I mentioned, I kind of like playing with at least one CDM. In this formation, I am actually playing with one CDM, and I'm using two strikers. Now sometimes, if I want to be extra careful in my defense, I may use one striker. But I kind of like using two in FIFA 17. FIFA 16 again was a little bit of a different beast, so using two sometimes could lead to disaster. You had to be more careful there. But yeah, I like to use two here. I think it's justifiable. So I thought that this was a nice pass, but for some reason Staric wouldn't get the ball. I don't even know why. So in FIFA 17, as I've mentioned in previous videos, the AI is definitely not as difficult as 16. It can still be a little bit of a challenge, but I feel that it actually plays more close to how humans actually play. So I think it's a little bit better in terms of entertaining gameplay. If you compare it to the previous FIFA, the interceptions of the AI and the difficulty in our passes, made the game a hell really. So I didn't like it nearly as much as I like World Class in FIFA 17. It may be because I'm winning too, because in FIFA 17 I tend to win much more than FIFA 16, and it's with much easier games, and which helps the entertainment factor for sure. So you will notice that I'm not using crosses so much as I mentioned earlier. Again, you see here it's mostly about building up play. playing in the midfield, in the center. And I kind of feel that this is how modern football is played in real life too. I mean, it's mostly about passing in the center, not so much about crosses. Um, if you notice, most most goals from headers tend to be from corners or um, you know things like that. It's not so much with crosses these days. It does happen, but I feel that the best teams are actually playing in the middle of the pitch, and so that's what I like to do too. And I also believe that it plays well with this specific FIFA version. And you will notice that just because we are holding possession and we're pretty much having the ball in our feet all the time, the AI actually isn't doing anything in the offense. And this is the team of the week too. I mean, they're pretty good players, and still they're struggling. I mean, they cannot even hold the ball. So, and since we are 2 goals ahead, you will see that the AI will start bringing some more players up, and that will give us more opportunities like this one, where it's I actually scored a third. So I have noticed that, and this is something that you may want to keep in mind when you are playing against world class. I have noticed that in FIFA 17, after minute like 60, maybe 65 or something, the AI tends to be worse. I'm not sure if it's about stamina. It may be because they do run a lot in the first half, most times at least. But I've noticed that they are not playing as well as in the first half for sure. They tend to lose the ball. Although this was a nice, this pass was insane. I mean, how did the ball go through? Yeah, I've noticed that they don't play as well. So you may want to take advantage of that. Maybe by using a more attacking formation or playing an attacking tactic. I don't change the attack tactic so much. Whether I'm playing like counter attacks. Actually, I do use counter attacks. I don't really use the attacking all out formations or the park the bus and stuff like that. I don't use these kinds of tactics so much. And the fourth goal here. This was a cross, yeah. But in this situation, the reason I crossed is that I initially wanted to pass, but my pass was a little bit, had a little bit too much power. And eventually, my player was near the corner line, and so I had to try across. And you will notice that the opponent's defense wasn't in its best posture. I mean, some of the players were a little bit outside of the pitch, of their box, and so I had a good opportunity there. And as you notice, I've made a mistake here. I'm sorry. And yeah, the AI actually had a small chance here, not something big, and they haven't really done much. I mean, we're absolutely the bosses of this game, and I will be trying to get a fifth. We'll see if I will manage, but the main thing that you'll have to take out of this video, if that actually helps you, is if you're not sure about how to score goals, if you have trouble beating world class, take it slowly. I mean, play short passes. Don't try to do the fancy through balls. Just play some short passes. Take your time, trying to find space. And this kind of dribble, by the way, happens with R1 in PlayStation, which I'm personally playing from. It should be the right trigger for the Xbox. And I use it quite often. And the reason is it helps me, actually get a better position from the opponent. So if I'm holding the ball, I can shield it better, and it's much tougher for my opponent to steal it from me without conceding a foul or something. So you will see me using that a lot, and it's a super simple dribble. I mean, you just need to press R1 and use your stick to turn the way you want. Of course, there are some other dribbles which we may be talking about in some other videos. I try to be a little bit fancy here, and I missed this opportunity. Although I did take the shot, so it wasn't that bad. And we're approaching the end of the game. So yeah, that's the end of it. Hope you enjoyed it. I did so. Hopefully, I did so a few things that were interesting to you. Please like and subscribe if you like the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye.